everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. You know this guy, of course. This is 8-time Mr. Olympia Ronnie Coleman. The last time I talked to him for Ronline Report was early December, and he told me all about this surgery he was going to have in February. And turns out he's had 2 surgeries since then. First of all, let me welcome you back to the show, Ronnie. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Always do. My pleasure.
When do you head out to Germany?
Tomorrow afternoon.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't matter how many surgery you don't miss any. You don't miss any appearances, like ever. You know, you are. That is how dedicated you are to your fans. It's something I've never seen before. But let's back up. So you were talking about surgery last time I talked to you in December, and you gave me an idea what it was going to be like. It sounded just insane what was going to happen. So what looks like it's February 6th was the big surgery. So yeah. What did they do? Describe the process of what you went through that day.
Well, what had happened, they put these 6 big screws with, nuts and bolts like 2 years ago. Yeah. And these screws were so big that they were just giving me all sorts of pain. I was in pain 24/7. So I'd go in like every 2 or 3 months to get a epidural, shot. That helped it out a little bit. But after a while, your body kind of develops a tolerance to that stuff, and it don't work no more.
Just to let people know, that's directly into your spine, right? The epidural.
Yeah, they actually put me to sleep every time I do that. Because it's a big old needle, probably about I say 6-7 inches long.
Wow.
And they have to put you on the X-ray, so they make sure they inject in the right spot. So it's a process, Epidural ain't no joke,
Right.
So like I said, after a while, that kind of body develops a tolerance and it don't work. So we wanted to find out what was the root of the problem, what was causing all the pain. So we did this, what you call a pain block shot, where they go in, give you a shot, and if the pain goes away for like 6-7 hours, then it's the screws.
Yeah. So
I did that. Pain went away for actually went away for like 24 hours. So we knew it was the screws. So I back told the doc. He said, "Okay, well, I'll take the screws out," because eventually, from day one, he told me he was going to have to eventually take those screws out.
Oh.
What the screws were basically doing is just holding my fusion in place. When they fuse these discs in place, your body has to kind of like adapt to them going in and doing that surgery. In order to hold the fuse together, they gotta put these screws in. So they put 6 in me, like I said, the nuts and bolts and everything. And these screws were pretty big. I mean, they
you showed pictures. I mean, they look like they're 4 or 5 inches long.
No, they're probably like 3-4 inches long. I actually got them right here. If you want to see them.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, they ain't no joke, Ron. I
didn't think they were.
In person, they're a lot bigger to me than they look like in pictures.
Yeah.
So, but in actuality, it's a long time to be in pain from these screws. So, like I said,
oh God, I didn't mean to make you walk around your house.
No, I just got to walk right around to the table here, where I got them in this desk. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this or not, but I got them in this bag. Shucks, I can't see them. Shucks.
Hold it up. If you hold it up right under your chin, we'll get a good look at them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are the screws right here. Dog it. 6 of them this size. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
They're held in place by this big old rod here. And
that was inside you too?
Yeah, that was inside me. Actually, it's 6 of them like that,
Wow.
So just imagine those being
in your spine.
Inserted into your spine. So he took them out on March 6th, right? I mean, February 6th, right?
Yep.
But in order to hold his fusion together, he had to put 6 small ones in that wasn't going to cause no trouble. Yeah. But he put these 6 small ones in, and as soon as I get back to my room after the surgery, one break.
Oh my goodness.
So when I go in for my 2-week checkup, you know, he's like, well, got bad news. Like one of the screws broke. I felt it break. But it just shattered my whole spine.
Oh.
The nurse came in and said, I need to check your bandage right quick. She said, roll over. And as soon as I rolled over, I heard something go, pow. And I looked at my wife. I said, Susan, did you hear that? She's like, yep, I heard that. You was sitting way across the room.
Yeah.
And I rolled over again with pow again. Oh, my God. Leave that. You know, that hurt. So he said he's going to have to do another surgery. So got the second surgery scheduled for March 8th. And so that allowed me to go to Arnold Classic and all that. And he was going to just go in and just replace the screws. But he called the screw company. And the screw company said, I think we got a problem with these screws. They're kind of defective.
Oh, now they tell you.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna just take them out, you know. And so we won't have to keep doing this over and over because if I put another screw in, it breaks again. You know, I'm going to have to fix it because he's like, I don't think the fusion is completely healed.
Yeah.
But he said after he looked at it, you know, after doing the first surgery, he's like, that bone graft that I put in is kind of taking effect. So I think I can take all these screws out and your fusion will be okay.
Yeah.
That's what he did on the second surgery, just took all the screws out, you know. No, the first surgery lasted probably like 6-7 hours. The second surgery said probably like 2 hours.
Ronnie, do you want to sit down? Or you look like you're standing up.
I'm just standing up, right? I mean,
you're all right? I mean,
I was leaning on the tape on the.
No, I just want you to be comfortable. I mean,
oh no,
I'm a favor here, and I don't want you in any more pain than you're probably already in.
No problem at all. My pain is minimal now, you know.
Yeah.
Since he took all the screws out, so I'm not having as much pain as I did before. But right after the surgery, of course, I was in tons of pain, man. You know, I was in so much pain the first surgery that I was shaking so bad that they had to wrap me in all these blankets, these heated blankets and stuff, and man, it was bad.
Now,
I don't want nobody.
You told me they're going to take out your intestines.
Yeah, they did on the first one.
They did do that.
They took out my intestines on the first. That's why it was like 7 hours long. So what they did was he went in through the front, took out my intestines, you know, took out some of the screws. He wanted to do a little lightweight fusion on my disc, so he put in a cage at the top so I could stand up straight. He said I was leaning over a little bit, so he put in a cage through the front. Then he flipped me over and took out the rest of the screws from the back. And that's when he said he made sure the fusion was okay. He see if my disc was kind of finally fusing together, but he wanted to put those screws in just to make sure, you know, be a precautionary measure. Yeah. The only thing about it was, you know, even those small screws, like I said, they broke. You know, he said, and he said he has to torque down twice. And he said on that second torque, it clicks. Yeah. And that's how you know that, you know, it's tight enough.
Right.
But anyway, that torquing didn't do any good because the screw still broke, you know. And so he, like I said, on the second surgery, he just decided to cut the screws out and just be done with it. So he wouldn't have to go in and do another surgery because another one broke.
So less than 3 weeks after that surgery where they took your guts out, took these screws out, all that stuff happened to you. So 2.5 weeks later, you're on a plane to Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
You know, how did you even find the strength to be up and about after something like that, to get on a plane and go to airports and hotels and taxis and all that?
Yeah, to be honest with you, they did release me to an inpatient rehab center where I went to a rehab center right down the street from my house, and I stayed in that hospital. It's called Health South. They got them all over the United States. And I did rehab there for like two weeks. So that helped me get a lot of my strength back. You know, they were real careful with me, and they made sure I was good to go. So once I got released from there, I had enough strength to get myself together to go to Arnold Classic.
Wow. Even, and you knew you already had the second surgery scheduled at that time, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. Remember I told you 2 weeks after my surgery, I went in for a checkup.
Right.
And I was actually in the hospital when I went in for this checkup. So I left the hospital, went in for the checkup, and went back to the hospital.
Wow.
And stayed a couple more days before I left for the onoplastic. I think I left the hospital, and like the next day or so, got on the plane for the onoplastic. You know me, you know how I roll, though.
So second surgery, is your doctor, is everybody pretty sure this is it? You don't need anything else?
No. I got another appointment. I went in for a checkup 2 weeks after the second surgery. He said everything looked good, you know. The fusion is still holding up, but I got to go in for another checkup in 2 weeks, just to make sure everything's still good. Because I'm still going to rehab I go like 3 days a week in outpatient rehab, which is this place is right down the street from my house, so it's all good. And this rehab center this is high tech. This is one of the best rehab centers I've ever seen in my life. I mean, they got some of the best rehab equipment you're going to ever lay your eyes on.
So what kind of stuff do they have you doing for rehab?
Well, they let me get on this treadmill that's an Alta G, like anti-gravity, kind of like, you know. So I'm able to, you know, walk on it, you know. But they put me at like 50%, sometimes 70%, anti-gravity. But I'm still able to, you know, walk on that for about 10, 15 minutes, you know, no problem or whatever. But, you know, it's hard, even though it's anti-gravity. Like I said, they still got me at like 70% or 50%. It ain't like zero. Zero, you ain't got no gravity at all.
So you posted a picture, I think it was the day after the first surgery.
Yeah.
Was that there?
Yeah, anti-gravity. Alta G is what they call it.
No, you were sitting there doing curls.
The equipment in there, though, you know, tons of equipment like that.
So does it look like where Drago trained in Rocky IV or Rocky V?
Exactly.
Rocky IV.
They got a lot of professional athletes work out up there. They got some of the Texas Rangers come in there. You know, they're doing rehab and stuff. You know, I'm quite sure they probably in like, you know, AAA or something. But I don't think they got none of the starters or nothing coming in there. But they got some professional athletes coming in there working out and stuff, though.
So you said the pain's minimal now. It's where do you really feel? Where do you feel pain right now?
I'm down to minimal pain. Yeah, I'm down to about probably instead of like 4, 5 pain pills a day, I'm down to like maybe 3.
Wow.
So you know, the goal is get it down to 2, then 1, then 0. And maybe in the next couple months I'll probably get it there.
Of course, I have to ask: Are you working out again too?
No, I'm not working out, Ron. I'm just doing therapy. Last time I lost a lot of weight too on that second surgery. It took a lot out of me. I was 240 when I went in there. I weighed myself the other day. I was 219. So I lost 20 pounds. You know, that's a lot of weight for a bodybuilder to lose. You know.
I mean, do you feel like you want to get that weight back, or do you feel better at the lighter weight?
No, I feel better at whatever weight that I'm supposed to be at, you know.
240.
I can adjust, you know. I can adjust to whatever it is I'm going to be. You know, if I'm going to be 240, I can adjust to that. If I'm going to be 250, I can adjust to that.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, you know, mentally I can do it.
But the main thing I wanted to ask you about, because you know, so many of us, and I'm so guilty of this, we complain and we bitch and moan about the stupidest things. And, you know, you've been dealing with all this pain and, you know, having to walk in crutches and you're doing, not only are you still doing all your appearances, you're still out there representing Ronnie Coleman Signature Series all over the country, all over the world, going to trade shows, expos, contests. You're doing all that, you know, in spite of the pain. You know, I complain about going to the airport even when there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just a complainer. But I mean, I've never heard you complain all these years that you've been dealing with the surgeries and with your schedule being what it is. I've never heard you complain once, and I've never seen you without a smile on your face. So I want you to help us understand so we can learn from you. How do you stay so positive?
Faith, you know, Ron, I've always had strong faith, and I've always never believed in stressing myself out about nothing. I've always believed that things are always going to be all right eventually, as long as you believe in yourself and you believe in God and you believe in what you're doing. And I've always believed in that. And I've always had a positive attitude since day one. I guess it's something I was born with, you know. Yeah. And my positive attitude has always taken me everywhere, you know. Yeah. When I was in college, you know, that's how I was able to graduate with honors. Because you know, once I set my mind to doing something, I know that eventually I'm going to accomplish that goal because I got so much faith in myself and I got so much confidence in myself. And you know, if you, it's just like that old saying goes: if you enjoy what you're doing in life, you're never really working in life. And that's taken me a long way. You know, even when I was working at Domino's Pizza, yeah, on those newspapers, I found some kind of way to enjoy doing that, and to make it where, you know, I wasn't really working. And it just, I believe in if you have a positive attitude about everything that you do in life, yeah, and it's always going to work out in a positive way. And it's an attitude that you know, I've carried since I can remember, you know, and it's the attitude that I've always had. And I've never stressed about nothing because my motto is, why worry about something that you can't control? I mean, if things that you come across in life, if you can control it, it's always good. But if you can't, why worry about it? Just like, you know, when my mom was dying, you know, I used to think that my mom's going to outlive me and she's going to always be here. Right. But once I saw that wasn't going to be the case, you know, I made that adjustment. Like, hey, it is what it is. And, you know, it's something that I can't control. So why am I going to worry about it? You know, if I can control it, then it's all good. But if I can't, then, you know, it is what it is. What's going to happen, going to happen. You know, I felt that was something that I couldn't control. So accept it for what it is and move on with life, you know, because you're only going to be here for a short time and you got to make the most of it, Ron, you know.
Yeah. I mean, so many lessons to be learned from your life and career. You know, you went to Grambling and it was a very demanding football program. Yep. They had you working day and night. I mean, long practices. It would be very, very easy for you to say, well, I'm not going to try to get good grades because I'm exhausted. But you stayed up all night and studied, and you graduated magna cum laude.
Every day after practice, if we didn't have film session, even if we did have film session, I'd go back to my room and study every single night. There was never a night that, you know, I got out of practice or whatever, and I could go back to my room and chill. Yeah, that was never a night. Yeah, but you know, I got in the habit of doing that, and you know, I knew what to expect. So why fight it? You know, having a degree in accounting, you know, it's something that you know how to work hard for and you know how to study hard for. And I was prepared for that, and that's what I did. That's why I was so successful at it. You know, because I knew what I was up against, and I knew what I was going to have to do. So why not just go on out there and do it?
I mean, so then after college, you know, you weren't able to get an accounting job, but you know, a lot of other guys would have gotten really bitter and said, you know, this is bullshit. I have a degree and nobody will hire me. And you know, you took whatever job you could. Then you became a police officer. Then you became a champion professional bodybuilder. You know, the guy that first few pro seasons, nobody was looking at Ronnie Coleman.
Nobody.
You were like decoration on the side of the stage for a couple of years.
Exactly. I mean, my first Olympia, I didn't give a call out. You know, what was that about?
Finland, 1992. You were there.
And I was enjoying what I was doing, so I wasn't complaining. You know.
So you win 8 Olympias, then you're out of that, and you decided to be a supplement company owner. And I'm sure a lot of people laughed and said, he's going to fail miserably. Everybody thinks they can have a supplement company. And you know what? You did whatever you had to do to make that kind of success.
I didn't rush right into it. I paid my dues by working with all these supplement companies over the years and learning from what they were doing for them pretty much. And I made some pretty good contacts along the way, by being, a guy who was easy to get along with. And when if I said I was going to be somewhere, I was going to be there. If I said I was going to do something, I did it. And people respect you for being a man of your word.
Right. And the last thing I want to mention is I had Jay Cutler on last week, and he talked about traveling with you to different places, and he would remember like arriving in some crazy town. It might be out of the country. It'd be like 1 a.m, and you'd be like, "Hey Jay, let's go train legs." And Jay was like, "I'm not. Are you kidding me? I'm going to sleep. I'm not training legs." But you would go find a gym that was open. Didn't matter how exhausted you were. It didn't matter. You missed meals. You loved training so much. You always found a way to get to the gym.
Always.
And look at you now. After all you've been through, you're going to be back in the gym. Maybe the weights aren't going to be 800-pound squats, but you're going to do whatever you can do because you have that love. I mean, you represent. To me, that's what bodybuilding really is. It's the love for the training. And I can't think of too many people that really embody that more than you do. Yeah.
That's something I've been doing from, I was, 12 years old until today, something that I look forward to doing each and every single day. And what a lot of people don't understand, they like, why don't you quit training? And you show what you can do. You've been a success. But what they don't understand, training is something that I look forward to doing every day. That's something, if I quit training, I might well quit living.
I mean,
I can't imagine a world that I'd be living in and not training in. Because that's my hobby. That's what I look forward to doing. Like other people may have their hobby as fishing, playing certain different types of sports or whatever. Mine is working out.
Yeah, I really think that's one of the reasons you were so popular when you're champion, and you're still more popular now than most of the guys who are holding top titles right now today, because you watch videos of some of these guys and they train hard. I'm not saying they don't, but you can tell they don't really have a love for it. They do it because they have to.
Exactly. Yeah.
They don't really love. If they weren't Mr. Olympia or they weren't doing what they do, they probably wouldn't train, or they wouldn't train as much. But your DVDs, I mean, they were best sellers because, you had a blast in the gym. You're in between sets with these crazy weights. You're yelling across the gym, "Woo, yeah, buddy." I mean, you got people hyped. You still get people hyped. Your videos, I know guys that still watch your videos like every day before they go train legs or back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
All these years later. So
that's great.
I mean, you're an inspiration, and to me, that's the main reason why is not everybody has genetics to be a great bodybuilder, but everybody can go to the gym and give it their all and love what they do.
Yeah.
Like you did,
Exactly. That's something I've always done, and I'll always do until, I can't do it no more.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, Ronnie. I know you're very busy. You got to head off to see all your fans over in Europe. All you guys at FIBO, you're going to get a chance to meet Ronnie again.
Here I come.
So thank you so much for your time, Ronnie. Appreciate it very much. And I wish you the very best with the rehab and everything. I hope they never have to cut you ever again. I hope this is it. And you're back in the gym doing what you love really soon.
Oh, yeah. I'll be there soon.
I know you will. All right. For the Ronline Report, it's been 8-time Mr. Olympia, Ronnie Coleman. Thanks for watching. Buddy.